Hello! Today we are diving in to both paleo and intermittent fasting. So the first thing I wanted to do today was give you my personal story with paleo and intermittent fasting to let you know why I decided to bring both of these to our advanced boot camp. I have had many clients over the past 2 years dive into both paleo and intermittent fasting with me and have had extremely awesome results. I personally have had awesome results, and because I have weaved some of that in with my clients, I decided it was time to bring it to the boot camp. So we are going to dive into what that means as far as paleo and the fasting goes, and you decide whether or not it's going to work for you. Now, when I say decide whether it's going to work for you or not, I want you really to give it a try. If you decide I'm going to try to eat paleo, I want you to go through a few weeks of eating paleo. Same with intermittent fasting. Neither one of these are easy to conform to. It's going to be different, and I'm about to blow everything you've ever learned or done out the window, and we are starting fresh. So just get ready, because these things pretty much break all the rules. Paleo, maybe not. Intermittent fasting, it breaks a lot of the rules that you have learned in modern day society. Okay, so my background really quick. You guys basically know that I had an eating disorder. My weight went from hardly nothing to blowing up to 15 to 20 pounds. I was along a journey and a quest to be healthy. That was my younger years, my teenage years, into my young adult life. Now here in my, let's say older adult life, I am extremely healthy from the inside out. I, of course, have been an instructor and a trainer for over 17 years, but that doesn't mean that I was at a weight that I was happy with or a feeling that I felt inside that I felt content with, because I wasn't. So I started along this journey. I started eating paleo and I started to incorporate intermittent fasting. And let me just tell you, throughout the past year, so I have done both of these things for the entire year, 2015. And I have successfully lost 8 pounds. That 8 pounds that, kind of hangs on forever. I feel amazing every single day. And really the best part here, y'all, which is obviously the hardest part, is that I've maintained it. I have not necessarily eaten clean 100% of the time or even 90% of the time, but I have maintained what I have worked for with paleo and intermittent fasting. So I just wanted to just give you that quick little rundown on my personal feelings on it. I am hooked on both of these things. So let's dive into paleo. Paleo is basically how our ancestors ate. If you think back to our hunters and gatherers, they ate paleo. Paleo means meat, fruits, vegetables, and some nuts. That's it. I don't want you to complicate it any more than that. We don't need to get super in depth as far as how much protein and fruits and vegetables. We will let MyFitnessPal help us with that. All you need to know is if you're going to eat paleo, you basically cut out processed foods, grains, and peanuts, which are not actually even a nut. They're a legume. So you're going to take all of those things out of your diet if you're eating paleo. The theory behind paleo is simply that our ancestors, our hunters and gatherers, ate this way. They were lean, they were healthy, and this is the way that we ate before farming came in the picture, before so many things started to become processed. As we have processed more things in our life, we have gotten fatter, basically, bottom line. So paleo is extremely clean. It's very healthy. You get your proteins, you get your minerals, you get your antioxidants, you get your vitamins, you get all of those things because you eat a ton of vegetables, fruits, and proteins, and you can add in some of those nuts as well. So I have some paleo friendly recipes for you and some ways that you can tweak some of your favorite, let's say, rice dishes and that pasta dishes and that sort of thing, so that they are paleo friendly as well. That is the rundown on paleo. Now, as far as intermittent fasting, here's the deal on intermittent fasting. It is just that. You're going to be fasting at periods throughout your day, meaning you're not going to be eating at certain times, and then at other times of the day, you will be eating. So here's how it works. I follow a 16-8 fasting rule, meaning I'm fasting for 16 hours out of my day and I'm eating for 8 hours. That sounds kind of cruel at first, doesn't it? 16 hours you're not allowed to eat. Well, let's break this down. 16 hours, part of that time you will be sleeping, right? We're going to be sleeping at least 8 hours. So half of that time you're fasting, you're sleeping. We're fasting anyway during those hours. All I'm asking you to do is to fast a little bit longer, 16 to 8. So why? Why are we going to do this? We're going to do this because fasting creates a fat burning zone. The longer you fast, the more you're going to be burning fat. I know the first question you're going to have is, what about my metabolism? It's going to slow my metabolism down. It's not, because we are going to continue eating the same calories, the same proteins, fruits, and vegetables in 8 hours than you would throughout your day. So here's what happens when we eat those 6 small meals a day or 3 meals and snacks throughout your day. You're constantly creating a system where your body has to digest. We're making our bodies work really hard to digest food throughout the day. We never have that feeling of being hungry because we're constantly eating. We also are never getting into that zone where our body has no more glucose, sugar, food, fuel, all of that inside of it, so that it has to go into your fat stores. We don't ever give our body that chance unless we are sleeping. And the first thing we do in the morning is what? We eat, so that we're burning the glucose once again and not our fat stores. If you want to burn more fat, you need to fast more. Plain and simple. You want to burn more fat, you need to fast for longer periods of time. What's great about this? Here's what I love about intermittent fasting. It is this. I eat a lot at night. Like, I want to snack at late afternoon. I want to eat more at dinner. I always feel guilty because I'm over my calorie allotment or my macros or whatever, because I'm eating so much more at night. You don't have to worry about that because you only have 8 hours. And when I intermittent fast, I pretty much eat pretty steadily throughout that 8 hours, and I don't feel guilty about it because I have fasted the rest of the time. So that is the rundown on intermittent fasting. So here's what I want you to try. I want you to think about your day and see when you can incorporate this. So try to follow the 16-8 rule, so that you're going to be eating 8 hours, fasting 16. For me, what works pretty well is I start eating around 10 or 11 o'clock in the morning, and then I finish eating, depending on the day, at 6 or 7 o'clock in the evening is when I'm done eating. So I'm eating at that window throughout my day. I'm pretty much, I guess you could say, skipping breakfast. I still eat breakfast. It's just at 11 o'clock in the morning instead of 7 or 8. So start thinking about your day, see how you can fit that in. Yes, you will be hungry for the first few days of fasting. It's okay. You are allowed to have water. You're allowed to have black coffee. You're allowed to have green tea or herbal tea during that time. You just cannot have your cream or your sugar or whatever, but you can have those things. And my green tea really helps me on those mornings that I'm super hungry, then it's not time to eat yet. So see if you can incorporate some of those things to help your fasting. This will be a fantastic way for you to burn more fat throughout your day without having to eat less, without having to work out harder. So we will talk way more about intermittent fasting, all the fantastic benefits of intermittent fasting, and how you can make it work each and every day in your life. I am really excited for you guys to learn more about both of these things.